Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is James, this is Jammy Dodger Flips. Today is Monday morning, so that means another Monday morning sales update. But today's video has a little bit of a twist to it. So recently I've been receiving loads of comments about how I do my packaging, what I use, what labels I use, whether or not I use poly bags, boxes for sending shoes out. Because as you know, that's what I sell, just shoes mainly. So yeah, a lot of the time if they're like £50 and above, I tend to put them in boxes. Anything kind of like 20 to £30 go straight in a poly bag, but I'll show all that anyway. But also in today's video I'm going to be reviewing for you guys the Munbyn AirPrint label printer. So a few weeks ago I partnered with this company Munbyn, and they have very kindly sent me a printer which I've been trialing for the last 2 weeks or so. To be honest, I'm not a tech savvy guy at all, and at the start I was a little bit skeptical about this, but honestly I can't rate this enough. It's a wireless Bluetooth printer, so that already beats what I've currently got. I've currently got a Dymo wired printer, and it's always a bit of a pain having to trek all the way over to the printer, plug it in, and obviously it's just a bit of an inconvenience, especially if my wife as well, she occasionally wants to print labels for her own little orders that go out, and it's always a bit of a juggle trying to get all my stuff done and then print her labels as well, and this just makes the whole process a lot easier. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you're an eBay reseller like myself, and maybe you're a little bit crafty as well. Maybe you sell on Etsy and all those sort of crafty websites. So this printer does also have the ability to print stickers of kind of different shapes and sizes, different colours. I'll go into all that on the website and the app, and I'll show you how you can quickly edit your sticker to what you want it to be on the app, within the app. Literally it takes a few minutes, edit it, and there's loads of different designs, there's loads of different icons, emojis, text, font, whatever. You can edit it all you want and literally just click print and it will just push out all the labels instantly. So let's get into the sales. I am actually just going to touch on Saturday's sales in this video. We've had 9, so it's still a really decent weekend of sales. I think like 14 or something in total, but Saturday are the main big hitters. It was a really decent day on eBay for me on Saturday. So eBay's been a little bit quiet for me the last few weeks, so it was really nice putting the effort in last week. I was consistently hitting like 5 new listings a day without fail, and it's really paid off. You know, upping the listings really just goes to show that if you list the stuff, it will eventually sell. So for now, let's get into the sales. I'll just quickly blast through them and give you guys a little bit of an insight, how much I paid, where I got it from, and what it sold for on eBay, showing all the relevant screenshots as I always do. Very pleased to say the smallest sale on Saturday was £30, and all the others are above that, so hitting that average sale price just where I want it to be. So the first sale are these barber slippers. So I did actually pick up a pair of these at the car boot for £1. This is actually a different pair in slightly better condition. I think I paid £5 on Vinted for these ones, plus the fees and all that, and they've sold on eBay for £30, so decent flip there. And again, I'll try and merge some of the packaging and stuff I do with this just to help you guys out a little bit. With these ones, because they're just £30, I'll literally just be putting them together, wrapping them in a little bit of paper, which I have down here, and then put them straight in a poly bag, and that should be enough protection. They're not going to get broken, they're only slippers. I'll just give you guys a little example of how I package items and how I use my Munbyn printer through my MacBook just to print those labels. So let's start with these barbers here. So what I use for these, I literally have this brown paper here, cut a little section off that, wrap them up in that, and then I use these here, which are my poly bags. So we've got the green poly bags here. I can't remember the exact size, but as you can see, they're very decent enough just for shoes and stuff like that. So take one of them out. I then also have larger ones here, which are already all wrapped up and everything. A little bit bigger. Don't have to be used for shoes, they can be used for like big plushies or anything like that. And at the back of there I also have a few clear ones, which I usually use for like clothing if I ever sell any of that. You can buy your variations. I like the green ones. A little tip, try and buy bright coloured poly bags, because in the warehouses they have thousands and thousands of parcels. If you have nice green poly bags, if it goes missing, at least you can say it's a very bright green bag. So look out for that if they see it. So I was trying to figure out the easiest way to film me packaging up, so I thought I'd just put on the chest mount and mount you guys on that. So I'll just quickly put you on there. As you know, I've got the barbers here, which I'm going to package up. Basically what I do with them, literally this reel of brown paper here, I'm going to just cut a little section of that off, try and get the perfect angle for you guys. It's always a little win when you can get a smooth glide down the paper. Like that. A lazy cut, I call it. So I'll put this over here, and again, this is personal preference, you don't have to do this, this is the way I do it. You can use bubble wrap if you wanted to, but better for the environment just to use brown paper. Wrap them up in that. So I use 3-inch clear tape. I do also have 3-inch brown tape, which I'll show you right here, but I'm getting very low on that, I need to do another order. Yeah, 3-inch brown tape as well. These dispensers are specially made for the 3-inch ones. I got them off Amazon years and years ago. I don't know if they still sell them, so try and have a look. They're just called Tricore 3-inch tape dispensers. And if you wanted to, you can put a standard roll of tape there, and then the narrower tape right next to it. And you don't have to do this. This is just the way I like to do it. If I wanted to, I could have just wrapped them up and not tape up this sort of paper or anything, but all adds to the sort of finishing touch from my buyers. And yeah, hopefully they're happy with them. So these then go straight in a poly bag. Then what I like to do is just put a little bit of tape on the ends here. Not really necessary because the bag does seal itself shut, but again, I like to do that. So there we go. There's the slippers packaged in there, nice and safe. They're not going to get damaged at all. I'll be amazed if they do get damaged, but yeah, there we go. That's the beauty of selling shoes. Nice £30 sale, packaged up in probably under a minute. Just wanted to apologise for my neighbour. They just started cutting their grass. Always the way when I start filming. It's almost like they know I'm filming. Yes, what I'm going to show you now is I use Packlink through eBay. Once again, personal preference. You don't have to use this. You can do if you wanted to though. I would usually pack all my parcels in bulk, get them all packaged, go through all the weights and stuff, and then go on Packlink, input the weight, click print, and then select my printer, which of course I'm going to show you through the Munbyn today. So with this one, of course, there's the slippers we've just packaged. Get my little weighing scales. Once again, really basic scales. I've had these for like 5 years. Cheap off Amazon, I think like 25 quid or something. You can probably still get them, but again, it's something I need to probably invest in and get some better ones. But they do the job perfectly fine. As you can see, 426, so they're very accurate. So what I'll literally do here is just put 0.5 and then slippers written in there. Excuse my poor handwriting. I can read that, I understand what it means. And once again, just for the purposes of the video, I have just selected the one order from the Packlink website, and I'm just going to print that off today just to show you guys how it all works. I'm just trying to record all this without showing you guys everyone's details. So if I just go on print label, so what I need to do is put this label back in here because I have just disconnected it for a second. Feed the label back into there, and it will beep at you to say that it's connected as well. So it gives you a little sort of ready, I'm ready beep sort of thing. There you go. So there's the label there. Make sure you tighten these prongs. Always make sure you tighten the prongs if you do have one of these. Again, you don't want it going all over the place. So not too tight, just enough to kind of steady it a little bit so it doesn't go all over the place. Push that down. There you go, it's just realigned itself. So now I'll just go, so it's already found the printer because I have had this connected already, so it already knows it's there. So if I go on page size, select 4x6, 102, 152. All right, so still hiding everyone's details. I'm just going to try and download the label. So if I do that first, there we go, we've got the label now. So now what I'll do is click print, and that's 4x6, print entire image. I just want one copy of it. There's the printer there, printer's on, so it should all be connected. If I just print, if I click print now, okay, one thing to keep in mind is that this needs to be connected to the Wi-Fi as well as the Bluetooth. Just then I had a bit of an issue with my Wi-Fi. It wasn't anything to do with the printer. My Wi-Fi itself kind of went down for a second, probably because I kept disconnecting and connecting to it. I don't know what happened, but either way, I figured it out now. So if I just click print here, this should now print from the Mac wirelessly to this. There we go. So I'm just going to cover up the address. Easy as that. Label printed. Of course, I'm not going to show you the address of the person, but as you can see there, very easily done. Printed the labels. Of course, like I said, I'm just trialing this and I put it here, so it's not properly set up or anything. But what you don't want to do is you want to make sure the labels are straight onto the printer. You don't want them kinked or twisted at all, because once again, that could cause issues when it's feeding the labels through the actual printer itself. And next up, going in price a little bit, these are sold for £35. The exact same brand as the slippers, Barber again. These ones are just wellies. I think I paid about a tenner on Vinted, not much at all once again. They are brand new, unused, as you can see. And yeah, they've sold for £35.99. So once again, a decent sale. So yeah, I think they're like size 5 women's. Pretty cool, they've got little bugs all over them, as you can see. Again, because they're made out of rubber, there's nothing really breakable on them at all. I would literally just put them together like that, wrap them in a little bit of paper, and literally once again just put them straight in a poly bag, and they should be fine. If they were worth a little bit more money, I just would have stuck them in a box just to make sure they were fully protected, but it's personal preference really. You don't have to use boxes. I do get most of my boxes for free from the shop, or my old workshop I used to work in, so it's kind of a no-brainer just to use boxes, just to ensure that your parcels are fully protected. So next two sales, these are both sold for £39.99. You've got a pair of New Balance 327s with a silver N on it, like a sort of satin black. Quite nice condition, but there was unfortunately a little bit of sole peeling on the side of one of them, so I lowered the price a little bit. I probably could have got like mid-40s, maybe 50 quid if they're in better condition, but I'm happy with £39.99 of course, and I think I paid just £10 on Vinted once again. And then next up, you saw these in my previous car boot video, I believe. Paid £5 for these ones, and they're actually brand new, unused, as you can see, and they're sold full price for £39.99, so couldn't be happier with that flip. £5 into 40. So because these ones are brand new, I'll probably just stick them in a small little box, and probably the same on them. Again, just creeping up in price a little bit. This is how I like to gauge it. Again, it's personal preference, so if you just want to put them in poly bags, you can do, but really looking at that sort of price, if they're worth that money, put them in a box. I also like to believe that it stops them from getting lost in the warehouses a little bit. If stuff's in a poly bag, it could get ripped, the label could easily get damaged, could easily get lost. If it's in a box, it's got a nice flat surface for a label to stick on, and that just minimises the risk of it getting lost in the warehouses. So let's get into this printer. So straight out of the box, you get the printer, you get a power cable, you get a USB card reader. I'm a little bit of an Apple snob, so when I connected it, it just connected straight away. I didn't need to use this little USB dongle. They then also include a USB to a, what's that, USB-C, I believe it is. You then also have a, once again, I haven't had to use this because it's wireless, but here is a USB to a printer, just a, well, USB cable for wired printing. You then have a, obviously, UK plug. Depending on what country you're from, you'll get your plug, power supply, whatever. They then also supply in the box just a few of these 4x6 shipping labels, so perfect for like every or most couriers, a 4x6. And that is actually a big selling point I wanted to touch on. So with Munbyn, they provide their labels in big stacks like this. It's not your usual reel of labels, but the selling price is absolutely crazy. I was doing some comparisons last night, and I had a look at other brands, other well-known brands. I'll try not to say any names and drop them in it. Let's just go to Amazon, because most people buy from Amazon. I buy most of my packaging supplies off there. These labels right here, you've got 500 in this stack, so that's a decent amount. I usually ship out around 150 to 200 items a month, so I get through these quite often using a reel of labels, because they usually provide about 240, I think it is, or 220 labels in a reel. Those reels cost, I think, £21.74 for 220 labels, whereas these here, 500 labels, and on Amazon you can get 500, exact same size, same quality of stickiness, for just £18.99. So you're almost cutting it in half. And yeah, they do the job just as well as other printers. So this printer here, I've got the white version, but it does come in other colours. If you have a look on their website, you'll see that you can get them in various colours to suit your business. This model is the 941 AirPrint. Again, there's other models available on the website, so do take a look. Different prices vary and stuff like that. Currently on the website, you can get £20 off. So it used to be £169.99. It is now £149.99 with a 2-year warranty as well. So like I said, do take a look at the website, have a look, shop around a little bit, learn a little bit about the brand. I'm going to try and teach you guys a little bit about it, but yeah, like I said, I can't fault this printer at all. So going up in price a little bit, these ones here have sold for £44.50. I accepted a bit of an offer on them. I think I had them up for £55. Somebody offered £44.50, and because I paid such a small price at the car boot sale, £44.50 is a perfectly acceptable sale. So paid just £5 for these ones, so absolute bargain find. And yes, they are brand new in the box, so yes, do keep an eye out on these at the car boot sale. So these are the aero-free caravan towing mirrors. Definitely a bit of a bolo in the field. If you're wondering what bolo means, that's be on the lookout. So yeah, do keep an eye out on these ones. And going back to the theme of wellies, these here are a pair of gates made in Scotland, Firefighter 2000s. They're actually, believe it or not, they're actually steel toe-capped wellies, which I've never seen before, but pretty cool. So I guess they're for firefighters, seeing as it says it on the front there. I'm sure people just use them in their farms or whatever. So these ones I paid £10 plus the fees on Vinted. I've sold wellies made by Gates before and managed to get really good money out of them. So when I saw these ones, I jumped straight on them, paid £10, and they have sold for £47.99 after about 3 days of listing. But yeah, just have a look at the wellie there. Look how robust it is. You've got a chunky sole on there, you've got a massive steel toe cap. Yeah, pretty cool. And the last 3 sales from Saturday, we're just getting into the 3 big hitters. So these ones here. So firstly, I accepted a bit of an offer on these. I think I had them up for £65. They are a pair of A6 Gel Nimbus 25s, and I paid just £12 on Vinted, so absolute bargain. Bit of a snipe. Got them within a few minutes of them being listed. I think I had them on the shop for less than a week, and yeah, somebody offered £58, had them up for £65, so perfectly fair offer. of course I'm going to accept that. There they are there, and as you can see, nearly like brand new condition. Lovely pair of shoes. So yeah, do keep an eye out on them. You'll see in my next car boot video that I did actually pick up a pair at the car boot yesterday just for £10, so absolute bargain on them, and once again, they're almost brand new. And sticking to the high profit car boot items, we've got these Bartman Converse, which you would have seen once again, I think in my first video back at the car boot at my regular car boot. Yeah, I paid £12 for these ones. They have sold for £64.75. So once again, really nice condition. And yeah, really cool pair of Converse. Yep, do keep an eye out on like unusual Converse like this, because there's always a bit of money in them. As you can see right here, they're not Converse, but they're Vans. These are Alice in Wonderland Cheshire Cat Vans. I think I paid £10 for them. They should sell for about 40 quid. It's the sort of unusual shoes like this in adult sizes people go mad for and usually end up paying quite a lot of money, so keep an eye out. And finally, the last sale from Saturday, got these Specialized defrosters, which I've never seen before, but I paid £10 on Vinted. Pretty beaten up on the soles, but other than that, they're in really nice condition. They're actually a pair of winter cycling boots, so a little bit out of season, seeing as yesterday was absolutely boiling. It's cooled down a little bit now, a little bit cloudy outside, but still, someone wants their waterproof winter cycling shoes, obviously. Yeah, I paid £10, and they have sold for £65 on eBay, so once again, a really decent markup. Anyway, that's it for the sales for Saturday. Let's get into this printer, and I can show you guys all the features it does, and just show you my whole process. So something I found a little bit different with this one is this stand at the back. It's obviously very different for label printers. Usually they have the labels built in. As you can see, you have this sort of bar in the middle that you can slot on any sort of reel of labels for stickers, etc. Obviously, if you're using it for like shipping labels, you can just sit the printer there and literally get the labels right there, and they'll just feed through the printer. So it is a little bit different, but I quite like it. It's quite unique. I really like the design of this little stand here. So and you've also got some little holes here for the power cables to come through. So of course the power cable can go straight through the hole here, plug straight into the socket, and there you go. You've got your printer plugged in, and this will literally feed labels from the back straight up into there and print the stickers. So I'm just going to show a little example of that. Again, it's so easy to function. There's literally a little button on the top. Press that, opens it up, and you can literally just feed the labels into here. Make sure you've got the right measurement though, so these just space apart with your fingers. Carefully place that into there, and then squeeze these together without pinching the paper too much, just so it holds it kind of in place. You don't want to mess up that at all. You don't want to squeeze it too hard, otherwise it's going to print all over the place and probably won't print properly at all. So yeah, get that just sitting on the edge there. Close the printer. Right, and then, oh yeah, there's also a switch on the back, so turn it on to power it up. You get a green light on there. Wait till that stops flashing. Right, that's now gone solid. So this button on the top is also a feed button, so if you press that, you get labels feeding out, and this also helps align the reel underneath. So if you're not going to touch it, it's fine, but of course if you're knocking it about and stuff, you might want to just keep aligning that every now and then. So what I'm going to show you guys now is on my phone, I have the app down here. So I'm just going to show you guys the ease of use for printing these stickers. So what I do with these now is for the last few weeks, I've been actually sending little thank you stickers with my orders, just thanks for your order, and I just think it's a nice little unique touch just for small businesses like us. Put it on your packaging. You can literally put any kind of text you want in the box. So as you can see, I've just made this quick label here. This literally took me 30 seconds to make within the Munbyn editor app. Literally just put thank you for your order and then a few pairs of icon shoes. They're just standard icon shoes, but as you can see, you can literally put anything you want really in. There's so many different variations. You've got animals there. You could put anything you want. So for us resellers, we obviously sell a lot of random stuff on eBay. So if you niche into a certain thing, you can put emojis on your label. If it's Christmas time, you could put some snowflakes on it. Whatever you want, vegetable, meat, it's so random. Yeah, but that just shows the variations of your labels. So like I said, I've just spent 30 seconds creating this quick label here. So what I'll do is click save local, just so it saves it on the app. Right, and then literally just click print. And then what you want to do is go print rate. I think that just stays at 1. Print density 8. I believe this is if you want a slightly better quality of label, but from what I find, I just left it standard and it looked perfectly fine to me. But you can get obviously different quality of print levels and stuff. Number, this is quantity of labels you want. So for now, I'm just going to print 5 and just click print. And the printer is already connected to the app. So there you go. So there we have it. There's 5 labels printed. Literally peel that off. And as easy as that, I've just created my own little personalised sticker, which I find really awesome. And it's something I've always considered doing, but never really put any thought into really until now. And it's really quite cool. It just adds a little personal touch to your orders. And obviously, I spent 30 seconds on this, so you can see the icons aren't perfectly aligned, but if you put a bit of time into it, you can probably get a really nice looking label. So yeah, that is one of the cool features of this label printer. And as you saw, I just did it wirelessly from my phone. So literally it's through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So the distance it actually covers is 50 meters. So you could be 50 meters away from this printer and still click print from your phone. And as long as it's connected, it will start printing. Like I mentioned my wife earlier, she uses it to print labels and stuff. She can be in the house, click print, and then suddenly my printer will start going off and printing labels. So a really, really cool, nifty bit of tech. So I've been using my label printer for about 5 years now, so quite a long time, and I couldn't fault it at all. I usually use these reels of labels here, which are super expensive compared to the Munbyn ones, as I mentioned earlier. So as you can see, this is a reel, and it does fit on this little thing here, which has little carrot icons on it for some reason. I don't really know why, but it has carrots on it, and that can literally sit in there. So if you wanted to, you don't have to use the sort of fold out method that Munbyn use. Although I do actually quite like this, and I find it really satisfying when it does actually print. It's really quite cool. You see it kind of all like unfolding and processing through the printer. But if you wanted to, you could just have this mounted underneath, and it will literally, just like this one is, reel it and come out the front. But honestly, I don't know why you would carry on using these if you can literally get the labels at double quantity but half the price. So it kind of makes perfect sense, and the quality of actual labels is pretty much just the same. I can't fault it at all. The stickiness is perfect, the print quality is just as good. So yeah, let's get into testing the actual labels for shipping labels now. So what I'm going to show you now is just it printing these labels, the 4x6s. Like I said, you can put it in the stand, but I've just left it on the back here just like this, and I'm going to show you through the app how you can do that very easily. So one of the perks of this is of course that it's a thermal printer, and if you're in the reselling game and the eBay game, you probably know already what a thermal printer is. Probably the best advantage of a thermal printer is the money it saves you by not having to buy ink. So what this does is it heats the pages up in certain areas, just like receipts in a shop. It will heat it up and it will show the text only in black. Because it's only in black, you can't get different colours, but what Munbyn do actually provide are, of course, different coloured labels. So they gave me these brown labels here. So what I can do is go on the app here, click on create, go on more, and then these labels here are 57 by 32. So click on them, and you can order, of course, white, green, purple, rainbow colour. There's my one there. I've got the brown ones, pink. As you can see, there's so many variations. That's a really cool holographic silver colour. And they provide all these colours in lots of different sizes. So what I'm going to do now is click on 100 by 150, which is the shipping label size. And once again, you can actually buy different coloured labels. So you got pink and blue, but of course I've just been provided with the white one, so just basic, which I'm sure most of you guys will have as well. And you can literally, once again, if you wanted to, you could fill it with icons. So again, let's put some shoes around. It's really quite cool. Let's put a snowflake. Let's get a boot down here. Snowflake and a boot. Can move that box like that. The only thing I will say about the app is it can get a little bit fiddly because it's only on a small phone screen. But if you're using an iPad, then I really don't see the issue at all. But of course, I've only got an iPhone 11, so it is a little bit tight. And I'm also trying to film for you guys as well, so it's not the easiest thing to do. But again, if you just double tap that, you can put sample. There you go. And literally you can move it around very easily. Like I said, put icons in wherever you want. Illustration. If I just put thank you. So there's loads of different variations. I'm just quickly making this one for you. Put that there as well. And there we have it. There's the label. I'm going to print. Click save. So all I'm going to do on this is click print here, and it comes up with your sample there so you can review it. And print density 1, print rate 1. I haven't really looked into them too much to understand what they really mean, but if I just click number of quantity, go to 5 and click print. There we have it. So literally rip them off like you would a standard printer, and there's our little sample labels. So as you see, I just did that straight through the app. I've never had a printer that's so easy to align the pages. Like I've had it with previous printers where I've gone to go and print the label and it's been slightly skew width, and it's literally just chewed up the paper as it's been pushing the labels through because it was slightly off by like a few millimeters. So I then had to abandon ship, open it all up, and literally just like start ripping the labels out. But again, with this one, as you can see, if you wanted to, you can just pull it out, no wasted labels, pull that out there, and boom, you haven't wasted any labels. So Very, very easy to operate. Okay guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you again, Munbyn, for sponsoring the video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the printer. Yeah, hopefully you guys have learned a little bit something from this, even if it's just like the smallest little thing, packaging, adding the sort of finishing touches to your packaging, making sure the parcel gets there in good shape and it's not going to get lost in the warehouse. It's going to be protected at all costs. One little thing I did forget to mention about the printer is, of course, the operating software does also work on Windows and Android phones. If you're not an Apple snob like me, if you've got Android, whatever, Windows, it will work just as well as it does with Apple. So of course I showed you on my iPhone and my Mac, and all you need to do for that is literally just connect the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi and it will print straight away. It's just very, very easy and simple to use. Of course, like I said, I've been using it for the last sort of 2 weeks or so. I can't really fault it, to be honest. It has changed the sort of whole flow of my business, made things just work a lot smoother. Like I mentioned, there is the app, so make sure you download the app. Even if you haven't got the printer, download the app and you can start testing out all the different templates and seeing all the different colors and stuff and just seeing what it has to offer, really, with all the little stickers and all the little extras that Munbyn provide. So yeah, if you are interested, I've got links below. I've got the Munbyn official link and the Amazon link in the description below, so take a look at them. And yeah, hopefully I've helped you a little bit in the purchase of your new thermal printer. Thanks again guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!